Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
Boker Tov to those who are here in Pilch Hall. Nice to be sharing physical space with you. Hello to those who are joining on Zoom. Nice to be sharing digital space with you. And to anyone who's watching live on Facebook. And hello and whatever proper time of day salutation it is to anyone who's listening on the Temple Beth Am podcast. It's Friday morning. Shabbat is coming. Shabbat is coming more quickly than it was coming last week. Whenever we change the clocks in this direction, I feel like we've lost 5 hours on a Friday, not 1 hour. It does not seem gradual at all. It's like Shacharit's over, time to light candles. So I'm since age 9 or 10, I've been a Torah trip guy. My mother became an adult bat mitzvah when I was 9, and she was preparing for a year. So from when I was 8 till I was 9, all I heard was her practicing Haftorah Trup and Torah Trup. And then my sister became bat mitzvah when I was 10. So the next year, all I heard was her practicing. So I learned Torah Trup osmotically, and I've always been very attuned. I love the precision of Trup, and I've been tuned to why certain Trups fall on certain words. And the most dramatic of all Torah Trups is the Shalshelet. It's not the rarest, right? The Karnei only appears once in the end of the book of the Midbar, but the Shalshelet is the most dramatic, and it occurs 4 times. 3 times in the book of Breshit, and 1 time in the book of Vayikra. If we put the one of Vayikra aside for a second, the 3 times that appears in the book of Breshit, there's a sermon in what is similar about the 3 usages. What's the shalshelet? From the word shalosh, it has 3 upward like trills, right? And everyone sings it a bit differently, but I learned it shalshelet, 3 peaks. What's interesting about where it appears in the parsha, and this week's parsha is one of them, is that it appears on the word Vayit Mahama last week when Lot lingered and delayed and hesitated before doing what he was supposed to be doing in Sodom and Arah before getting out. This week's parsha Vayomar, when Eved Avraham is about to go onto his journey to find a wife for Yitzchak, he says something, but he says it to himself. He's really just lingering and delaying before he goes out and does this journey. And the third one in the book of Bereshit, anyone know?
With Joseph.
Vayima'ain. He refused. He refused to give in to what his body and his urges may have wanted in that moment. It's a delay. All 3 shalshelets in the book of Bereshit are form matching content, because you have to delay the reading to sing the verse, the word, because it takes so long. And each of them is a moment of hesitation, a moment of not acting instantaneously. If you will, each shalshelet is a meditation. It's an opportunity for the character in the scene to say, wait a second, I don't have to act this moment. And maybe if I pause, something better will emerge. Now, in the Lot situation, he can be critiqued for the Vayid Mahama as if it was a tarrying to do something he was supposed to be doing. In this week's Parsha and in Vayeshev with Yosef, it's a laudatory pause. It's a wow. This human being found a way to overcome the urges from deep in the brainstem and, use the prefrontal cortex to say, what is it that I really want out of this moment? Meditation is a version of that. On some level, it is actually going back deep into the brainstem. We're trying to clear the mind from overly evolved thought. We're trying to go into a purer place of being. So on the one hand, it's the reverse of what I'm discussing. On the one hand, it's the exact thing. It is a shalshelet. It's a pause. It's a vayima'ain, a refusal to just jump to the next moment. It's a vayit mahama. It's a tarrying. It's a vayomar. It's a before I say the next thing and set myself in a course that will be, once I start it, I can't undo it, right? Because everything you say and do creates a reality that will always have been that way. Why don't I sit on it a little bit? And sitting on it a little bit is meditation. So with that in mind, inspired by the shalshalot of the book of Breshit. I'm going to ask everybody to engage in a shalshelet of sorts, but without the music. If you haven't already, close your eyes and feel the wondrous heaviness come over your body. Sometimes I think of the first moments of a meditation as akin to when the dentist puts that lead blanket over you before an x-ray. It's so much heavier than what you're usually wearing. It's not uncomfortable, but you feel it. So feel that blanket coating you, cuddling you, weighing you down, allowing you to sink and immerse into this moment, aware of your body on a level that you hadn't yet experienced today. And just breathe into that heaviness. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Each breath taking you one level deeper, as if you're going down a spiral staircase which doesn't seem to end. But every aspect of descent makes you feel more well, more held, more yourself, more alive, more at rest. And even with your eyes closed, more awake. And even though this is mostly an autonomous process, see if you can willfully slow the beating of your heart. Not sure it can be actually controlled, but attune your mind to that organ and watch it in your mind's eye. Slow its pace, calm itself, giving your heart an opportunity for a shalshelet, an intentional slowing down. And I want you to think, without scripting too much what comes into your mind, whatever comes in, let it come. Think of the shalshelet. If you know what the trub looks like, you can picture it. If you think in Hebrew letters, you can think of the word shalshelet. If you think in English letters, you can think of that word. But think of an intentional pause of 3 breaths, shalshelet. 3 breaths before I say something. 3 breaths before I do something. 3 breaths before I go somewhere. An intentional, productive, holy pause. Taking the time to count 3. What could be different if we shalsheleted before we spoke, when we were angry? If we shalshelated before we ate in order to have gratitude. If we shalshelated before we respond when someone has been cruel to us. Free, intentional moments of pause to slow things down, a sacred hesitation, a pause to allow us to recenter and respond in a way that's more true to who we actually are. Rather than create who we are, always by responding with instinct. Shalshelet, a much needed, delightful pause. Shalshelet. We have few of them in the Torah. We need more of them in our lives. Shalshelet. When you're ready, and perhaps even if you're not ready, open your eyes. Come back to the surface. I will share the screen so we can say the closing prayer together, and I promise to have more copies by next week for those who are in person. You have it in front of you. You can join with me 3 times. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering in the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering in the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering in the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. And may we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. And I say to you all, Shalom and Shabbat Shalom and Namaste. Good to be with you. Take care.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.